What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream of all streams, baby. We are here to talk about Man United, and it was a rocky start just now if you were here. I gotta get back in the swing of things. Obviously, that was just unprofessional by all means. But yeah, man, we're here to talk about transfers. I'm back. I know I was gone for a month and some. I was working, made a little ching ching ching. But now I'm here to get back in action. I'm excited to be here. I don't expect many of you to show up, but I just got to get some content out, man. I've been missing it, like, just unbelievable. So let's get right into the swing of things. If you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. Comment if you have any suggestions or anything like that. As you see, we got a new logo, actually. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. But if you look on the channel, there's a new logo. Anyway, a couple new things coming in the next couple weeks or next week before the league starts, and along with season predictions and just how I think what formation we should play and all that type of stuff is coming within this week, hopefully. If not, it's definitely going to be early next week. But yeah, let's talk about the transfers that have happened since I've been gone and the rumors that are milling around, just aggravating everyone. Not aggravating, but it's causing a lot of drama that's just unnecessary. Anyway, as we know, we've made the signings of Fred, Diogo Dalot, and Lee Grant, and those were, I think they all took place in June. But I don't think Fred was announced. Fred wasn't announced till a couple weeks ago, because obviously he was at the World Cup. Anyway, but yeah, that's what's happened. And as for the outs, we all know Joe Riley's gone, Dean Henderson. I missed the sale of Daley Blind, which was quite emotional because he was such a multifaceted and talented player who could do multiple things, but Mourinho just didn't take to him at all, and he didn't take to Mourinho. But you know, I think Blind would have tried whatever he could to stay at this club. But he's back in Holland, and that video they did unveiling him. They did a remix. If you didn't see it, I don't know who you are. But they did a remix of The Football's Coming Home, and they changed it to Daly's Coming Home. It was so emotional, and it was great. Fair play to their media team for putting that through. And after that, most recently, Cameron Borthwick-Jackson is loaned out to Scunthorpe. I'm a fan of Cameron Borthwick-Jackson, but Mourinho wants experience, and it's his club. In fairness to him, he wants what he wants. And he's only loaned him on. He's not sold him, so there is opportunity in the future. But, we just don't know. And that pretty much wraps it up for the 100% done deals that Man United have had over the period that I have been missing. I also missed the fact that France won the World Cup, which is just, upsetting. I couldn't stream. I was at work, so, how that goes. But let's get into some linked ins and outs. United had a lot of linked outs recently, but in terms of legitimate linked outs, there's only been a couple. But Darmian obviously forever will be linked to Juventus. However, Antonio Valencia is injured and Dalot is recovering from a knee surgery. So he's all we have apart from Fosu Mensah, and just doesn't look like Mourinho wants to play Fosu Mensah at fullback. But it's just preseason, so we just don't know what is going on. And that, the rumor fee has been 18 million. Looks like Mourinho doesn't want to let him go because he is a listener and he will do whatever he's asked to do, and that's fair. And as for Martial, we all know he's been linked out, and many thought he would have been gone by now. Definitely didn't think he would be here if he was going. I think he's been here a bit too long to stay at this point. To leave at this point. I think he would have been gone by now, especially because he wasn't in the World Cup, so anything that needed to be done could have been done. But hey, the rumors are Bayern Munich, and the rumor fee is around £89 million at least. That's the least. As you see, the plus sign is there because that's the least, the minimum that we're going to get or that we're asking for. And I believe it's Bayern Munich. I think Real Madrid was in there for a couple minutes. And Barcelona are emerging as a possible destination for one Frenchman, and also maybe another Frenchman that we'll get into a bit later. Now, as for the LinkedIns, I don't know why I didn't do that first. Obviously, you see it, but Maguire, 60 million or thereabouts from Leicester is about the talking point is the fee. I think is a bit of a joke. I'm gonna be honest with you. Bonucci, 32 to 50 million. That's fair. He's experienced. He's world class. Been to Champions League finals. I'm a bit rattled by the fact that he went to Milan. He looked so happy to go there, and now he wants to leave apparently because they just don't look like they're moving forward. But I can see the comparison to Di Maria in a sense. Di Maria was the same way. He just wanted to get out of Real Madrid, so he came to Manchester United, and then he went to PSG. So who knows? But I mean, they made him the captain of the club, and that was in his contract. So I don't know what the deal is there. I'm intrigued. I wouldn't mind him. Definitely wouldn't mind him because we could use experience and a center back who just gets it, if you know what I mean. He just gets it. And last but not least, in the LinkedIns, we got Perisic and Rebic of Croatia. We've been linked to get both of them. That was sometime last week, so that's a bit of a dead news. But obviously, we're still in for Perisic in the same sense that we were in for Schneider. I think Perisic is Mourinho's Schneider. Perisic is what Schneider was to Fergie. He wants him. He wants him bad. But they're asking for stupid fees. They asked for Martial in return. Not going to happen. And Rebic had a quality World Cup, and he's a striker. He could be great back up to Lukaku. Although I think that spot should be reserved for the Rashfords and the Rashfords and the Martials of the world. We got a comment from Dazzers Football Stand. Welcome, mate. Yo, mate. Yes, good win. It was. You're a Bayern fan. I don't know if Bayern will demolish us. I don't know that for sure. I simply because I think we are comfortable in retaining possession. And Bayern can play on the break very well. And they move the ball well. But I honestly think Andres Pereira has added an element to this team that has been lacking since Paul Scholes. And, you know, people want Pogba to be the next Paul Scholes. But he's not that type of player. He can make a pass. Don't get it wrong. He can make a pass and he can do Paul Scholes things. But I just don't think that's his preference. He wants to be in the final third, creating chances and scoring chances. So... yeah, but as for, Bayern, it will be a good game. Especially because it's preseason. I don't know if Bayern will demolish us simply because it's preseason. Now, if this is the middle of the Champions League and they got all their players back and they're giving it their all, that's a whole different story. But, hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'll tell you that much. I'm looking forward to it big time. Now, before we get out of here, I got some notable transfers and rumors. They're obviously there. But I missed out on Ronaldo signing for Juventus, which was just, wow, unbelievable. But top stuff from Juventus. And, he said it publicly after the Champions League final that he just wasn't happy there. And Bale wasn't happy there. And they weren't going to coexist together. But Bale's got his way. And he's there. Doesn't look like he's going to leave. So all the links we had to Bale just dead in the water at this point. And I also missed out on Alisson signing for Liverpool. So let's get this right. Liverpool signed the most expensive center back in the world in history in January. They signed the most expensive goalkeeper ever. And I don't know really, you could say what you want about that, but it's simply because De Gea's not leaving, Neuer's not going anywhere. That's the only reason they've managed to get that fee. And just the inflation in football. Alisson 2-3 seasons ago probably would have been around 30 million. So that's just the way things work. And yeah, Liverpool making strides, man. Fair play to them, but they're not going to finish above us. So that's the top and bottom of it. This isn't a big move, but Richarlison to Everton, I'm a fan of him. He kind of reminds me of Ronaldo. Ronaldo is his idol. He gets up. He can jump up for the ball. He's fast. He's good with the ball at his feet. And that's all I need. That's all I need, to be honest, to make me feel good about watching the game. He just checks every tick for me. Checks every tick. Ticks every... checks every box. That's the one. Yeah. So that's a good move for Everton. Rooney going off to the MLS, so I guess that created space in the wage budget, and yeah. But hey, that's pretty much wraps it up. Now let's get into some of the dirty, grimy stuff before we get out of here, because I don't know how many people watched this to the end, and I doubt there were many. Zidane to replace Mourinho. You see that there? That is what looks like may possibly be happening. I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. I mean, I want Mourinho to have this last season. Although I think he did sign on to have this season and next season. So, that'd be cool. But Zidane looks like he's definitely taking a hiatus or a sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. And he will return. I think he definitely will return to management for sure. There were rumors about him going to manage the French team, which I think would have been a good idea. I still think it's a great idea. But Deschamps, I believe they just gave him 4 more years. No, that was Yogi Low, sorry. Excuse me. But I don't know. I don't think Deschamps is tactically inept, just like Gareth Southgate. Picks and the choices of players he picks, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. They won the World Cup, so that's how people look at it. But when you look at it, really and truly, not good enough by my standards. Just no. Anyway, and then a couple more bits and pieces. In recent days, there's news broke out that apparently Pogba's representatives have talked to Barcelona, and there's a high possibility that he could be going. I've been told, or it's been said, that it's near the 80% mark that he could be leaving Manchester United. I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's going to leave. I do believe his representatives have talked to Barcelona for sure. I would definitely buy that, but I don't think he's leaving. I just don't think he's leaving. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. As for, the little side bits and bobs like the Luke Shaws, and who else has been rumored to leave? Martial's, I guess. Not really. But the club have tried and agreed fees for Luke Shaw to go a couple times. But he just says no. He doesn't want to leave. And which is within his rights. I mean, he's under contract. You put pen to paper, it's in your hands. Clubs can agree to fees all the time, but the player can decide if he wants to go or not. And in this case, Luke Shaw said, I'm staying put. Yeah, so that pretty much wraps that up. And last but not least, Jose Mourinho says he wants players, and he wants them. He wants to improve the team, but he's not getting his players. Ed Woodward is not... He's not a director of football, but, he's in charge. He is the man who goes and gets the deals done. He's a great commercial player. I mean, great commercial asset, but going to get players is not his strong suit, especially in a time like this. So, Mourinho's frustrated, and in return, he's made comments about players, and, he's not happy. He clearly shows that, and fair play to him. He can feel how he wants to feel, but just don't take it out on the youth. Especially the young players you're bringing out here. You're sending out subliminal messages, and what's the word? I can't remember the word. Oh, it's annoying me. Anyway, but basically, you're not saying it straight to them, and they understand. And we know you don't have your full team, which, by the way, bothers me. I mean, I understand the World Cup was 2-3 weeks ago, the World Cup final. Players should be back by now. I understand it's the World Cup and you played a lot of football. The only player, in my opinion, who says I should be able to come back into work whenever I want to is Luka Modric. He played his heart out, played 90 minutes every time, competed in 2-3 penalty shootouts, 2 I believe, and 2 extra times at that. So, be fair to him. But Lukaku, you should be back. Pogba, you played in the final, so you should be back as well. Probably next week he'll be back. Lingard and Rashford, why are you still on vacation? And especially because you're young. Get back here. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. In truth, the only player who deserves his time is Pogba, because he went in and won the World Cup. I understand the third place match between Belgium and England took place the day before. I don't care. You should be back, getting in the swing of things, because we're going to go into the season without a proper system, and everyone's going to be like, what are we seeing? And that's simply because players aren't back. I understand you get your vacation and you want to take your vacation, take your time off. Well deserved. But if you want to win, you should be back by now. And that pretty much wraps it up for me. Yeah. Within the next week, I'm going to have a season preview. And I'm going to make a fantasy league so you guys can join if you like. And that wraps it up for me. You know, I'm excited for this season. I am. I really am. Because I think things can happen. I don't think City, what they pulled off was nothing short of amazing. Fair play to them. But they're not going to do it again. It's not going to happen again. Chelsea have got a stronger coach. Defensively, quality. Arsenal now have Unai Emery, and he's made some decent signings. And now we're going to be able to see Aubameyang hit full stride in the Premier League. No, it's not going to be. Especially City open up with Arsenal as well. I hope Aubameyang puts 12 in the back of their net, honestly. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Day. It's been Man United Talks. Drop a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Man United Talks on Twitter. Hey, man, I'm back. And I'm ready. Let's go.